Hello everyone, good afternoon. I am Rovelyn Pimentel and I am the second reporter of our group. So I'll be discussing the social learning theory of Albert Bandura. Social learning theory. It focuses on the learning that occurs in social context. It considered that people learn from one another, including such concepts as observational learning, imitation, and modeling. So when we say social context, we can learn through socializing with others. We can learn through observation and imitating with observed learning or role modeling. General principles of social learning theory. First, people can learn by observing the behavior of others and the outcomes of those behavior. So, like for example, you are a teacher and you are going to show a positive attitude toward your students, no, or your co-teachers. So, your student will observe that behavior and learn that from you. So, it is important, no, for us teacher nga dapat magpakita ta og mga maayong pamatasan. No, dapat i-eradicate na to ang mga dili maayong pamatasan sa sulod sa school. Kaya as a teacher, we are a role model, no? Kita ang ginasundog sa ato ang mga estudyante. So it is important nga maayong pamatasan nato ipakita sa ilaha. Second, learning can occur without a change in behavior. Behaviorists say that learning has to be presented with a permanent change in behavior. In contrast, social learning theorists say that because people can learn through observation alone, so learning cannot just occurs in by group or by pair or through the assistance of individual or our teacher, but students can also learn through his own through his her own observation alone, or what we call the student-centered. Third, cognition plays a role in learning. Over the last 30 years, social learning theory has become increasingly cognitive in its interpretation of human learning. Awareness and expectations of future reinforcement or punishment can have a major effect on the behaviors that people exhibit. So, cognition plays a role in learning. So like for example, si students nakita niya iyang ginikanan nagtong ets, no? Unya nakita niya nga nakakwartang iyang ginikanan. So dapat ba nga sundugon day na ni students? Of course, no. So dirian na masulod si cognitive learning, no? So dili daw tanan ni imuha makita dapat sundugon day nimo, dapat imuha sa danang hunahuna no unsa ang mga consequences nga naa di ana pag imuha siyang sundugon, no, whether it's good or bad ba siya in the future, no. So si students dili na mag-eskwela, manugal na lang, 'di ba? So bad influence ang iyang nakita, no. So dapat i-eradicate niya na or dili na niya dapat sundugon, no. So dapat na siya critical thinking. Fourth, social learning theory can be considered a bridge or a transition between the behaviorist learning theories and cognitive learning theories. So, through socializing daw, no, di ba, ma-influensyahan ang behavior ni students. At the same time, mahuna-hunaan niya o tama ba na nga sundugon, no, ang behavior nga makita niya sa uban o dili. No, so dapat kabalo si students maghuna-huna, no, mag compare and contrast og dapat ba sundugon o dili, 'di ba? Kay ang consequences nasa iwit, 'di ba? Walay consequences nga naguna. How the environment reinforces and punishes modeling. So when we say reinforces, it is increasing the behavior, and punishment, it is decreasing a behavior. So first, the observer is reinforced by the model. For example, a student who changes dress to fit in with a certain group of students has a strong likelihood of being accepted and thus reinforced by that group. So, si student here, mao ni siya ang observer. Tapos, ang group of students, no, mao ni siya ang mga models. So, for in kang student, no, siguro nga mo-fit in siya sa kaning group of students. Siguro kaning group of students, mga Spice Girls ni sila, no. Oh, so, para mo-fit in si student, nag-change siya og dress, no? Kumbaga, giutro niya ang pananamit. Siguro kani si student is nerdy ni siya, no? Para mo-fit in lang sa ilaha, no? Para mo-fit in sa ilaha, nag-change siya og dress. No? So, muna siya nga si observer or si student is na-reinforce siya sa model or sa the group of students. Second, the observer is reinforced by a third person. So, the observer might be modeling the actions of someone else. For example, an outstanding class leader or student, the teacher notices this and compliments and praises the observer for modeling such behavior, thus reinforcing that behavior. So, ang observer diri is si student, no? Tapos, ang third person is si class president. So, like for example, si class president, so may ginabot sa mga class president. So, nagkuhan og mga announcements, no? Nagapangbadlong sa iyang mga classmate and labo na pag sa klase na ni teacher, no? So, buta na to, siya pud ang mga gakuan og mga reminders, no? Sa mga amutan. Kumbaga, si leader, gi-perform niya ang leadership. So, si student daw is ihadong gi-reinforce niya ang attitude ni class president. So, ihadong gisundog. So, mao to siya nga na-monetize siya or na-notice siya ni teacher, no? Tungod kay iyang gi-reinforce ang behavior ni nga iya nakita kang president or sa the third person. Third, the imitated behavior itself leads to reinforcing consequences. Many behaviors that we learn from the others produce satisfying or reinforcing results. For example, a student in my multimedia class could observe how the extra work a classmate does is fun. This student, in turn, would do the same extra work and also experience enjoyment. So, for the number 3, imitated behavior daw, no? So, sundugon daw, 'di ba? Sundugon daw nimo ang behavior na mo nakita sa uban, 'di ba? So, like for example here, si student is gisundog daw niya ang unsa ang gipangbuhat ni sa iyang mga classmate, no, 'di ba? Ang ilang gibuhat daw is nag-extra work daw sila, no? So, tungod kay gi-imitate man niya ang gibuhat ni sa iyang mga classmates, so unsa man ang consequences nga naa, 'di ba? Nga nahitabo, 'di ba? Si student daw naka-experience sab daw siya og enjoyment, no? Kay ang iyang mga classmates, 'di ba, pag buhat nila og extra work, naka-experience sila og enjoyment. So, tungod kay gisundog man niya, ang consequences sa iyang gibuhat is experience sab siya enjoyment. Pero note ha, dili tanan nga imong i-imitate is ang ihang consequences is good, no, or positive. Naa na dra ang negative, no. Depende na lang po sa imo, ha, no? Pagbana-bana nimo o sundugon ba nimo ang tama, no, og mali. Lastly, consequences of the model's behavior affect the observer's behavior vicariously. This is known as vicarious reinforcement. This is where the model is reinforced for a response and then the observer shows an increase in that same response. So according to Bandura, he illustrated this by having students watch a film of a model hitting an inflated clown doll. One group of children saw the model being praised for such action. Without being reinforced, the group of children began to also hit the doll. So, When we say vicarious, no, or vicariously, it is experiencing something through another person. So like for example here, no, um si model is the katong naa sa salida, no. Tapos ang observer diri kay mao ni si one group of children. Okay. So si model daw, no, or katong naa sa salida is gihapak daw niya, no, ang inflated clown doll. So ang nakita pud sa mga observer, which is the one group of students, di ba, no, nakita man to niya unya upon hitting the doll daw, no, sa pag-hit daw sa um, model, gipraise daw siya, no, sa mga nakita tungod sa iyahang gibuhat. So tungod di ato na impluwensyahan ang mga kaning one group of students, no, kumbaga every time makita sila og doll, mo pud ang ilahang ginabuhat, no, ilahan na pong ginahapak ang doll, diba, tungod lang di ato. So another example, the owner of a motor vehicle is vicariously responsible for injuries even though he is not driving the car. So ang owner daw sa motor vehicle, no, is responsible siya sa injury nga nahitabo, no, tungod siguro sa disgrasya, no, bisag dili siya ang nag-drive. So the owner is vicariously responsible. Another, an employer could be vicariously liable for acts of harassment committed by the employees. So ang employer daw, no, or ang ilahang amo or ang ilahang manager mao daw ang responsible, no, sa harassment nga nahitabo committed by sa iyang trabahante. So I think that's all for my topic. Thanks a lot for your time. So once again, I am Rovilyn Pimentel and thank you for listening.